All right, so let's listen to the short clip from Tito yesterday after the Reds got absolutely embarrassed against the Dead Sox. Well, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a lot of chances, but we had a few. And we didn't cash in today. We'll work on doing that a little better on Saturday.
I think, without a doubt, the best way to put this was the biggest chance is when you're at the bottom of the sixth inning, bases loaded, 1 out, and you can't get a single run in to score. Not a single run scores when you have the bases loaded and 1 out. That really shows that this offense is going to need some time to get going, because that was embarrassing. That was absolutely embarrassing, to say the least. I'm going to have to cover some of the screen here because they're showing MLB content, and the MLB don't play. Kind of like the NFL, they don't play. But I think the idea we didn't cash in, I will say, is I feel like when you say we didn't cash in, it's more like one moment or two moments, right? Where you're like, oh, well, this one play or this one play. I mean, it was like Sal Stewart showed up for his job today. Nobody else did. Ellie showed up once today. No one else really did. The only reason we even had Marty on base was kind of a miss error on third baseman. Like, let's listen to the rest of Tito.
I think at first, he thought it was broken. You could tell by the way he acted. And then I think once kind of the shock of the wore off, he's going to be sore. I mean, that was a bullet. But I think we dodged a big bullet, and he's going to get looked at by the docs now. And he was looked at during the game. But he's young, and he's a pretty tough kid. He'll be okay. No, it was good.
That was my biggest concern, was that, yeah, he broke his wrist. I mean, he literally took the ball right to his wrist right here. I will say his reaction, right, the way you could tell with his body language, at first I did think, like, oh, it could be broken, but you could tell that he wasn't in severe pain. Like, if you break your wrist, you're going to be, like, pretty much hobbled over like you're about to cry yourself to sleep type of pain. Like, it's really, really bad. I've seen countless football players break bones, either the wrist or the hand or whatever, and you could tell right away. I mean, that player looks like he just is a newborn baby coming out of the wound. Like, it is pretty bad because, again, it's a broken bone. So I will say that I think once I saw his body language, it kind of calmed me down a little bit. But no, Tito's right. At first, I mean, it really was like that. I mean, he is a tough kid, though. And he's also the only one who did his job today. So that was pretty good. Let's say only guy who did his job, by the way. I mean, on offense. On defense, hey, bro. Andrew Abbott absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Amazing. But outside of, on offense, only a couple guys.
Good. And then, you start trying to, obviously the first thing is to get outs. And you also want to get guys in and let them get their first out of the way. So, we did a little bit of that. We didn't keep off the scoreboard.
I mean, yeah. All right, let me, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Yeah, I mean, Tito's not wrong. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm not mad with our defense. I think our defense did a great job. I think, when Johnson came in and we allowed the run and then he got pulled right away after 9 pitches, it is what it is in that scenario. But I will say I'm pretty happy across the board with our defense. This is kind of like a mixture of what it feels like to be a Bengals fan, right? It's like the offense sometimes can be really, really bad, and then the defense looks good somehow, and then you can't be mad at the defense because the offense was so bad. It just doesn't feel like we had any flow. And that's something you tell the whole entire game. From the first inning to the 9th inning, there wasn't any flow to that game on offense. it felt like they just weren't ready, man. They weren't ready to go out there and be successful. And South Sort was, but that's pretty much it. It's just disappointing. It's really disappointing. And at the end of the day, baseball is a long season. So you can't just look at one game and get upset and overthink one game. You can. And listen, at the end of the day, right? The Red Sox, they have a top 5 pitcher, or Crotchet, whatever his name is. He's a top 5 pitcher in the league. So you're going against one of the best pitchers. You got an offense who should be a superpower. But hey, Bengals offense should be a superpower too, right? And how many times do we start the season slow as molasses? I don't know why I say it like that. Slow as can be, because slow as that makes no sense. But slow as can be, and we can't do anything the first couple weeks. Look at, this year. We started off very slow against Cleveland. So, I mean, this is just how it works, I guess. When you're an offensive juggernaut, you start off the season slow, apparently. I mean, I don't know. Like, at the end of the day, I think Tito, I think one thing we take away from the offense in this game, Tito made the right call. Making Sal Sort the cleanup guy was the most underrated move we have ever seen from Tito. Because it is such a beautiful, Ellie De La Cruz and Gino are not, like, this close from one another. There is a 3-spot gap because you need that 3-spot gap. And we saw it in this game today, or yesterday, where it's just like when Ellie's not cooking, when he's not connecting, when he's not making contact, you do not want Gino right after him because Ellie's going to get struck out. Ellie's going to get an out. And then if Gino's right past him, for some reason, Gino's also going to have the problem of not getting contact and getting an out. And then you're just going to have a back and forth of like, okay, well, that's 2 outs. Inning's pretty much shot at this point. Like, you're just going to have that issue. So, when you have someone like Sal Stewart, who at least is guaranteed almost to get on base. He had 2 doubles today. I think he had 1 fly out, I believe. Fly out or strikeout? One of the 2. Might have been ground out, actually. But when you have those 2, when you have Sal Stewart guaranteed to get on base, when Gino isn't striking out or missing, which, again, we talked about the percentages of Cruz and of Gino last video. But when you aren't having those guys messing up, you get Sal Stewart on base, you get, the grand slam which machine Gino when he's actually cooking, and that's 2 runs right there, right? He hits it deep, he hits a home run. You got 2 runs right there. So, it was a very good example of Tito being Tito and knowing what to do. But at the same time, you just, it has to work out. It has to work out. And I have faith, man. I really do. We have no Hunter Green. He's hurt because obviously the injury and surgery. He's out till July. If Hunter Green played today, and then I think we would have been just as good on defense as we were here. But I think Andrew Abbott really showed that he's that guy. We also have another pitcher. I'm gonna call him that forever and ever. I know how to say his name. I looked it up. But he's out with a blister injury, little baby. So because of that, we're kind of, I don't know. It is what it is. I feel like there was a situation in this game where Tito just said, bullpen, go out there and play. At the end of this game, we collapsed in the 9th inning, man. Our defense just said, all right, we're done. We went from Ashcraft to Phillips, and once Phillips came in, our defense was like, all right, man, it's over. Anyway, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.